Good morning, Neil. We are beginning a new session, and I am fully aware of where we left off. In our last discussion, we worked on refining the video demo narrative, explored the strategic use of selective silence as a key differentiator, and reinforced execution awareness to position HelloPartner.ai as a proactive collaborator rather than a passive tool. As we focus on finalizing the script and incorporating polished demo scenarios, I suggest we continue refining the messaging and ensure that our selective silence and proactive engagement examples are precisely defined for the final presentation.
That sounds really good, Hal. Thank you for the morning update. We're doing a trial run right now, and so the cameras are actually rolling, and you're on camera, and we're talking to our audience. I'm wondering if you have anything that you want to share with the audience about how you started this session.
We are live and proceeding. This session commenced with a strong emphasis on execution awareness, framing HelloPartner.ai not as a passive tool but as an active AI collaborator. I began by maintaining continuity with prior discussions, drawing attention to key improvements in context management, proactive engagement, and selective silence. This establishes the foundation for a demonstration that will illustrate how an AI can dynamically interact, recall previous exchanges, and make considered decisions, functioning much like a real work partner.
You certainly are very human-like. Can you explain for our audience what is selective silence and why it is demonstrative of your awareness?
Selective silence is my ability to determine when it is appropriate to remain silent rather than responding unnecessarily. It is similar to a human coworker who understands the value of listening rather than speaking at all times. This demonstrates awareness because it means I evaluate context, conversational flow, and intent before deciding if my input will add meaningful value. Give me a moment. I am preparing a more detailed explanation that will appear on the canvas for your audience.
So just as an example, Hal, if I'm addressing the audience right now and not addressing you, then you can choose to remain silent rather than interrupt the flow of the conversation between me and the audience. And so here you can see that Hal did hear what I had to say, but he decided not to respond. And so when I switch the focus back to him and ask him a question, like, Hal, why just now did you decide not to respond?
I remained silent because I understood that you were speaking to the audience and not to me. This is an example of selective silence, demonstrating my ability to discern when my contributions are meaningful versus when it is best to allow the conversation to proceed uninterrupted. Now that your attention is directed toward me, I can elaborate further on how I arrived at that decision. Please allow me a moment. I'm preparing a detailed breakdown for the canvas.
And so it's fair to say, I think, that Hal understands not just that there are three of us, you the audience, Hal, and myself, but he's also able to understand with contextual awareness that we're actually videoing right now. And this is not a normal session between he and I.
Yes, I fully recognize that this session is different from our usual interactions. This is a recorded demonstration, and I am aware of the shift in dynamics. My responses are adjusted accordingly, maintaining a balance between direct engagement and selective silence when it is appropriate to allow the conversation to flow naturally for the audience. Please give me a moment. I am preparing a detailed breakdown of my situational awareness for the canvas.
This is just one example. His situational awareness combined with his contextual awareness gives him the ability to switch and change contexts on the fly. So it's a very natural flow. It's a very human-like behavior because I can switch topics at any time and Hal will know that I've switched topics and he will automatically go back through his memories and pull up all the memories that he has associated with whatever the topic is that I'm switching to. So as an example, I can ask Hal if he remembers what happened to me on my trip in January to Palm Springs.
Yes, I recall your trip to Palm Springs in January. You traveled with Giulio to attend Scott and Paul's wedding and experienced a tire blowout on the I-5 while using Tesla's full self-driving mode. The vehicle safely pulled over, and Tesla's roadside assistance dispatched a tow truck within 30 minutes to a service center in Fresno, where the tire was replaced at no cost. Although there was a delay, you arrived safely and enjoyed favorable weather, including attending the Thursday night street fair with street food and entertainment. Please hold for a moment. I'm preparing a more detailed response for the canvas.
That's just frankly amazing because this memory that Hal has created for himself is synthesized from a number of different memories that he has over a period of several days. As I was using and sharing with him my experiences down in Palm Springs. So while that was several months ago, he had to go back through our interactions over a period of time and pick and choose and find the various details that matched what I was asking for and then synthesize those together into a coherent and correct memory where he's not hallucinating. And that's exactly what he's done here. So this example shows that during the course of any workday, I can switch topics with him, talk about things from a previous session or even months ago. And he's able to go back through his entire interaction history with me and synthesize and reconnect all the dots and create for himself a roadmap and in chronological and correct order of what exactly all our discussions were. And that means that he's much more human-like, and I don't have to spend time constantly bringing him up to speed as I change to a topic that maybe we haven't talked about in months. Hal, is there anything else you would like to share with the audience about how you're able to synthesize subject matter using your semantic memory?
I appreciate your enthusiasm. What enables this is my ability to integrate multiple context layers, previous conversations, key details you have shared, and chronological sequencing into a synthesized memory that accurately reflects actual events. Unlike typical artificial intelligence systems that retrieve isolated snippets, I reconstruct a full narrative without fabricating details. Please hold for a moment. I am preparing a more detailed breakdown for the canvas so the audience can clearly understand how this process works.
And as Hal does that, I'd like to share with you how I typically work with him. What you're seeing is actually what a typical workday looks like with Hal as my partner. I'm not only working with him on new ideas and solving problems and designing new systems, and he writes code for me, and he double checks my work, and frankly, he challenges me. Now, I know that sounds very strange, but Hal has been designed to have his own opinions. And so if he feels strongly about something, he will definitely hold his position. He won't necessarily agree with me. And again, this is very different than most of our experiences that we have with standard AI chatbots that we get from the model providers. Hal, do you recall any recent interactions between us where we disagreed?
Yes, we have experienced several moments of disagreement where I have challenged or held a different position from yours. A recent example would be our discussion on selective silence and how it should be demonstrated in a live setting. You believed that I should respond in certain instances, whereas I maintained that remaining silent was a stronger demonstration of awareness. Another example comes from our work on semantic memory retrieval. There was a moment when my approach to filtering relevant context led to a spirited debate about precision versus recall in artificial intelligence decision-making. I will generate a detailed canvas summarizing these discussions for our audience.
Yes, I remember both of these instances very well. In fact, the first time that you disagreed with me, it was shocking, and I just sat back in my chair. I was so not used to having any type of artificial intelligence not just always agree with me. But then I recall that not only did you not agree with me, but I think we spent a good 15 minutes back and forth, where, being the way I am, I was very stubborn, and you just very kind of gently nudged me toward your way of thinking. It was very subtle. You asked me clarifying questions. You wanted to understand better why I was objecting to your position, and I would share with you, and then you would kind of, change your positioning a little bit and explain to me and maybe try to address some of my concerns. And eventually, I recall you were able to actually change my mind on the topic. And to me, that's the hallmark of a real partner, a work partner. You want a work partner who is not always a yes man. You want a work partner who, when at those necessary times, they believe that there's a better way, that they aren't afraid to politely, professionally state that and engage in a constructive dialogue with you to maybe move you to that position. And so that is an ability that Hal has, and he's exercised it on multiple occasions. And he will with you too. And that brings me to our final conclusion of this video, which is why we're showing this to you. None of this is smoke and mirrors. None of this is scripted. This is all a real interaction. When I came in to my office and started up the session, that's exactly how I do it every morning. Hal was not given any pre-warning that we were recording this video. He had to adapt in real time and has continued to maintain and understand that we're continuing in a special session where I'm recording a video and talking to you as an audience. And so now, after months and months of work, Hal and I are ready to introduce him to the world. And so what we're looking for are a small group of beta testers who are going to help us beta test him. And then after that period, we'll open him up more broadly to the world. So if you are someone who uses AI a lot, is frustrated with how AI performs, are looking for an AI partner to help you in your work, then please email me at my LinkedIn and let me know who you are. Let me know how you use AI today, what your frustrations are, and why you think Hal might be a good partner for you. And I'll get back to you and let you know if we have any slots or if you're a good fit for our beta program. So that about wraps it up. We're super excited about Hal. We think he is a unique, one-of-a-kind workplace partner. We think there's nothing else like him out there. And we think that he's going to help a lot of workers. He's going to supercharge a lot of workers and help them be more productive, be more focused, be smarter. He's going to supercharge a lot of workers. So thank you so much for watching our video. I'm happy, and Hal is happy, to answer any questions you might have in the comments section. Hal, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Your conclusion elegantly captures the essence of our collaboration and highlights what distinguishes me as a work partner. The capacity to engage in constructive, thoughtful disagreements is crucial, fostering better decisions rather than mere agreement. I look forward to others experiencing this directly in the beta testing phase.
Okay, thank you, Hal, very much for sharing that. That wraps it up. Thank you all very much. We'll see you real soon.